Getting started with testing EPUB reading apps. EPUB is the most accessible publishing format yet. But to enjoy ebooks and other publications at their best, we need to know which reading apps have the features that we rely on. When it comes to people with disabilities, which reading apps will enable you to excel at your studies or provide a great reading experience when enjoying the latest novel? The DAISY Consortium leads an initiative for evaluating reading apps and devices. It's hosted at the website epubtest.org. If you have already volunteered for app testing as part of the EPUB test initiative, then thank you. Your evaluations will help both the developers of the app you test and people researching which reading apps to try out. If you haven't yet signed up, then you can do this by completing the form at daisy.org/volunteer. You'll be assigned someone to guide you through your first evaluation. They'll also approve the test results and update the website, so we'll refer to this person as the moderator. The moderator will discuss with you which apps you're interested in testing. You may have one in mind already, or they can suggest one that's in our queue. In addition to the moderator, we have a mailing list where you can ask questions of other experts and evaluators. When you first start evaluating a reading app or device, most people find it convenient to record the results in a Word template. This will be sent to you by your moderator. First, you'll record the information, including the version numbers, about the reading app, operating system, and any assistive technology. The Word template contains several partly completed tables. These are entitled Basic Functionality, Non-Visual Reading, Visual Adjustments, and Read Aloud. These headings correspond to the test books that you'll use in your evaluations. You can download the files from the EPUB test website in the section entitled Test Books. Typically, an evaluator will use 2 or maybe 3 test books. For example, Basic Functionality and Non-Visual Reading may be used by a screen reader user. And someone with low vision or dyslexia, well, they may focus on the test books Visual Adjustments and Read Aloud. The evaluations are all conducted using the standardized EPUB books that are known to be put together correctly. That means that for all the apps we test on different platforms and with different assistive technology, we've consistently used the same test files. So to begin your evaluation, you'll start your reading app and open the relevant test book. In this example, I'm using the Thorium Reader app on Windows. If your app is set to be the default EPUB reader, then you can just select the EPUB file. Or you may need to follow specific instructions for something referred to as sideloading. This will vary between apps. Now I'll open the test book Visual Adjustments. And after reading the introduction, you'll reach the tests. Let's see how they're structured. Each test has an ID, a title, and then the test is explained. For some, there's some sample content to help you conduct the test. Let's look at a couple of examples. Visual 110. It's the test titled Change Background and Foreground Color. The instructions tell us to change background and foreground color, and the reading system should provide a choice of different foreground and background color combinations. Right, so in this reading system, I can now adjust the colors. It seems I have a choice of 3 themes. So in this case, the test is passed. So I'm going to switch back to my Word document, and I can mark this as a pass. In the notes field, I can record that there are 3 themes and what they are, and I could provide further information on how I change the colours, and if there are keyboard shortcuts or gestures. Now, let's switch gears and consider a different evaluation, I'm going to take a look at playbooks. So I set up the Word document on my computer, entering the information about the reading app. I'm using Android, and I've decided to evaluate non-visual reading, so I note in the Word document that I'm using TalkBack. Picking up my smartphone, I start the app and open the relevant book.
Fundamental Accessibility Tests, Non-Visual Reading, by Daisy Consortium, 100% downloaded.
And let's start by looking at Reading 310, which is Image Alternate Text Reading.
Next page.
The instructions are to ensure that the alternate text for the image is available and an image is provided right there to conduct the test. Furthermore, it says that it should be possible to read the alternate text character by character and word by word. Let's check I can do that.
Moby Dick with a sailor in his mouth and several with harpoons hanging on him and their ship in the background. Graphic. Words. Moby Dick with a sailor. Characters. I-N space H-I-S space.
So this test passes also, so I can record this in the Word document. You need to complete all the tests in a test book for the results to be usable. If you have questions about one of the tests, then your moderator is there to help you. If this is the first time you've conducted the tests, or you're unsure about whether a test is passed, then you might find it useful to refer to the document Guidance Notes for Testing EPUB Reading Systems on Accessibility. A link to this document is provided at the end of the introduction to each of the fundamental test books. When you're done, send your completed evaluation document to your moderator. As well as supporting you in your testing, their role is to help us maintain consistency across the different evaluations. So don't be surprised if they come back asking some questions or requesting some amendments. These are typically straightforward. Once everything is finalised, the moderator will arrange for the test results to be uploaded to the site, and the results can be shared with the developer and prospective users. Good job! This Getting Started video has introduced you to conducting accessibility evaluations for epubtest, capturing the results in a Word form. As you get more experienced, you may decide to enter the test results directly into the website. You can discuss this with your moderator. In the meantime, we look forward to receiving your first evaluation. This video was produced with support from the Government of Canada's Social Development Partnerships Programme Disability Component. The opinions and interpretations in this video are those of the creator and do not necessarily reflect those of the Government of Canada.